Let's start with the reading, Aries. This reading is for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign. Make sure to check out the readings for all of your signs so that you can get a better understanding of the overall situation. Also, I'm selecting people for free personal readings. Keep watching to know how to get selected. All right, let's see what we have for you here today. Ten of Swords, Ten of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. The energy at the bottom of the deck, the main energy for you today is Temperance. And I do see here some sort of very important duality. We see it here, we see it with the Two of Pentacles. It really feels right off the bat that you have a very important connection with someone who you either are going to meet soon, or honestly, you have been together in this life, in previous lives. There is something here which links the two of you deeply. And this is something that you cannot see, something that you cannot even explain, but it's there. And it's definitely keeping you together no matter what happens in between the two of you. Even if you fight, even if you get distant at some point, eventually you're destined to come back together. And we see right here with Temperance that the two of you can reach balance just when you are together. And at first, it can happen that when you actually spend time together and are together, you might find conflict at times. But to me, that is just because you are learning how to be together, how to trust each other as well. But element-wise, energy-wise, the two of you are stronger when together. And this is going to be really important for the rest of the reading to know, because as we see already with these cards, we do have some conflict. And then eventually the two of you connect once again. And so let's see what we have here. We have the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. This card especially talks about some sort of repetition. This is something that has happened before, it's going to happen again soon, and it will happen again in the future. Now, this is a cycle that either you enjoy and you want to keep experiencing, or something that perhaps you have to break, something that you have to change in order for it to not repeat once again. And of course, here we have two different cycles. And by the way, we have a 10, and a 10 here as well with the Wheel of Fortune. So you see how one of these cycles is something that will make you successful, and the other one instead is something that needs to be ended. We have 10 of Swords, 10 of Cups, a painful cycle, and a very happy cycle instead. Both of these talk about an ending. In this case, the first one, we have a painful one. In the second case with the 10 of Cups, we have a happily ever after. And so you have two potential outcomes into this relationship, and you need to make sure to do the right things in order to get to the one where you do want to be, the one of the 10 of Cups. Now, we will clarify both of these cards, but when you see the 10 of Swords, the most important thing that make you frustrated here is feeling out of control, feeling in a limbo, as though you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if it's going to be good, you don't know if it's going to be bad, and that unknown is really making you frustrated and not happy overall. Deciding to give up, decided to leave, to disappear. And this could be you, it could be the other person, it could be both of you at times. What we see is that there is something related to communication as well, which is not clear enough. And so it brings the two of you to this potential outcome, and eventually it brings you back together in order to try once again, regardless of the fact that this is going to be a new relationship for you or not. This is a relationship that might have happened already in some previous time. You also have the potential to be absolutely happy together. And to me, that's why you keep trying. Because your souls, your inner energy knows that this is what you are destined to. But in order to get there, there is a challenge. There is something that you have to figure out in order to reach that harmony. The two of you clearly are just one element, one soul, and you're trying to merge together, but it's not easy. So let's see, let's clarify all of these cards and trying to understand what happens when you get to the Ten of Swords and why, how instead to ensure the Ten of Cups, and this Wheel of Fortune. Let's clarify all of these cards. This Three of Swords was at the bottom of the deck. I don't know if you saw it earlier as well. Yes. Isn't that beautiful? These cards are really wanting to talk to you because there is a very important message here that you should know about. And I've honestly never done a more clear reading whenever it came to clarify cards. Here we have cups with cups. We definitely have something here which talks about unexpected behavior and heartbreak. And then we see why the two of you keep coming back together. So these, by the way, are three major arcana here, and it definitely lets you know that this is destiny. Major arcana is something that usually you don't have control over. You can delay it, but you cannot avoid it. And so that's why this keeps happening, and it will keep happening again in the future as well. Now, what brings the two of you to the Ten of Swords? Three of Swords and Knight of Wands. First of all, that Knight of Wands seems like the enemy right now. The reason being is because there is something unexpected, something that you never plan on, that maybe this person does, and that always throws you off. Now, usually with the Knight of Wands, you think that everything is going fine, that there is some positive momentum, but then an unexpected event happens. Someone is becoming maybe impatient, reckless. They might want everything right away. Someone gets impulsive. And so every time that there is that impulsiveness, this person has the tendency to say, you know what, I'm out of here. Every time there is a fight, no matter how big or small, it always feels like a breakup. Always. There is no normal conversation and just talking about issues that, by the way, every couple has. And so right here, it really feels like the main issue is not being able to predict some sort of behaviors, and also the fact that communication needs improvement, a major improvement. And don't underestimate conversations and communications, because those are really the glue that keeps us together. Perhaps with the Nine of Wands, you're also missing some perspective. What is going to happen in the future between us? What is this going to be a year, 10 years from now? What are your intentions? Now, whenever you get the Ten of Cups, now we have the Two of Cups and the Queen of Cups. What you're seeing here is clearly an energy that shows that communication that the two of you desperately need. The Two of Cups talks about don't take each other for granted, but especially don't assume things. Get to know each other. Ask questions from a very emotional standpoint, though. Don't ask questions because you feel upset or because you're trying to maybe let them know that they're doing something wrong. Just ask them because you feel is right. ask them because you feel that that's what you need in that moment in order to be happy. If you put it in a way that makes your partner understand that this is for you, for your heart, and not to judge or not to um, give them hard time, I do believe that that is going to resonate with them. They're going to understand that they have to do this just because they want you to be happy at the end of the day. And in order to make you happy, they need to answer questions. They need to show you that love and to really be in a connection that has a mutual attraction and mutual respect, especially. That's what we see with the Two of Cups. Right here, you see that the two of you can actually be a perfect match, but you do need to be in touch with your emotions, not thinking that maybe your emotions make you weak, whether this is you or the other person. There is a need here to really act on those emotions. Don't feel like those are an inconvenience, Those emotions, even if they're very deep and scary at times, they are there for a reason. And so it's important here for the two of you to really connect to your heart and lead with it as well. With the Queen of Cups, you have also someone who once they're going to open up, which I am sure they will, you're going to see them in a new light. There is something here that you're discovering, which is going to be fundamental for the rest of this relationship. And we will look into what this is. The Wheel of Fortune is clarified by the Hierophant and the Hanged Man. I mean, the two of you belong together. Every time that you're not together, you're stuck somewhere unhappy. And every time that you come back together, it's because of this Hierophant. The two of you are already in a long-term commitment. Whether you know it or not, whether you are actually together or not, doesn't matter. This is a soul commitment. This is something very special that you definitely need to keep in mind because it's beautiful. Whenever this works and whenever the two of you are actually in harmony together, this can give you some major happiness, Aries. Something that very few people actually get to experience. And so why would you deny this from you? You should definitely work with them and help them understanding where they have to improve so that this can be successful. And trust me, this will be successful until this will actually end up in the Ten of Cups. This cycle will keep repeating over and over again, and it will end once you will actually be here, successfully in love, successfully together. So let's see what is hiding here that you don't know about. Let's see what this person really feels, why perhaps at times they consider emotions as being weak. They keep them for themselves, not showing you how they really feel. Let's look into what you will discover and what you will see whenever you will learn about this. Let's see how this relationship is going to transform in the near and distant future as well. If you want to dive deeper into the messages, just follow me in the extended video link below in the description box. Also, every week, I randomly select viewers that have watched the extended video to offer them a free personal 30-minute reading. I send out emails every Monday morning, so check your spam folder as well. Stay tuned for the extended preview and some more content made just for you. Welcome back to your extended reading, Aries. What we have seen here is a situation which clearly sees two people belonging together. This is one of those relationships that are just destined to be, regardless of the issues, regardless of how many things can go wrong in between the two of you. The two of you will come back together because that's where you're meant to be. And so what we're seeing here is clearly two different outcomes for you. But there is something, as we were saying, that brings you back together and something that would break this cycle, which is this Hierophant that you see here, a card that talks about that long-term commitment and it talks about trust and faith as well. Here we see how there is a conversation, potential conversation happening soon, which will reveal things to you about this person that you didn't know, that you didn't see before. And so let's immediately clarify these two cards: Two of Cups, Queen of Cups. Talking and seeing this person is in a new light, given what you will learn. Let's see what this is about, and then we will look into how this connection is going to evolve in the near future. Ooh, the sun definitely brings a lot of clarity, and there is one card, actually two, that just fell, and guess what it is? The moon and the Five of Pentacles. So now we see what's going on here. And by the way, at the bottom, 10 of Cups again. This is actually going to be very revealing, and it's going to